Good morning. Here I am again. My name is Merel and I'm a kinesiologist on the move. I'm a trainer and an author, and I'm doing a series to help you raise your vibe. And today is day 6, I believe. And I'll check this later. And it's about love. And love is a good thing. As you can see in my corner here, last year, actually almost 2 years ago, I made these small paintings of hearts and the wings of angels and the logo of Movimento, which for me is a perpetuous movement because nothing is ending really in life. And since we are beautiful beings, not only human beings, but we are beautiful beings. We are just love and light. We are just energy. But on this planet, the energy is so low that we have slowed down so much that we are actually now tangible and visible. But if you look into the human cell and you go deeper and deeper to the smallest part, you'll find nothing there. You'll see everything is energy. So that's why alternative or complementary medicine works so well, because we work on the energy. And when you are truly connected to your soul, because your soul is very wise and much vaster than just the little tiny human being you are, and your soul is fully connected to Source or God or whatever you call it, light, then you can feel much love inside. That's what you see when you look at monks in China or Tibet, or mostly Tibet, I think. They're always smiling and they're always soft and sweet. There's no anger, there's just love. And that is what I wish upon myself and what I wish for you. And that's what I work on every day. Because if I go with the flow of fear and anger, then it's hard to stay in my love. When I choose not to listen to that or not to read the newspapers, it's much easier to stay with me and with my soul and feel love. So today we're going to work on feeling love for yourself. This is very important, because if you need love from somebody else, and this person has a bad day and is doing ugly stuff to you or just not being nice, then your cup of love is not being filled. It stays empty, because you are dependent on the other. But if your love is like a fountain and it keeps on coming and coming and coming, and there's so much, it's really too much for you, it's just going over the borders of your cup, then you have so much love to spread as well. And there's never a lack, and there's never fear. There's never a fear of being left alone or being not loved, because there's enough love for you there. So that's what I wish for you and for myself. And from there on, we can be loving beings to others. And many of you are very good at loving others and giving, because they were trained very early in life that was the way to do it. Be a nice girl, be a nice boy, say thank you, be loving to other people. We were always told to be loving to other people, but we never were told to love ourselves. So we're going to work on that. And then, since we are so used of giving, how about being able to receive? Can you receive a compliment or a smile or a gesture or a gift or love or a hug or nice words? Can you receive? Can you say, oh, thank you. Wow. Oh, this feels really good. Can you do that? Or are you saying, no, oh, no, my pleasure, I did it, it's no big deal, do that all the time. Do you recognize yourself in this? So we're going to work on that as well. So being in the giving and in the receiving mode. Being in the receiving mode is very important because through life and through contrast, so through life that wasn't nice for you, you have launched rockets of desire. I now use words that Abraham Hicks uses a lot. So I feel my love has risen a lot since I listen to the audios. I fall asleep with them almost every night, and they help me a lot to stay focused and centered and close to myself. And once you have launched rockets of desire, the law of attraction cannot do otherwise than deliver it to you. So you wish something, not from the ego because you need something, but you really intensely wish something, then it's being delivered to you. But if you cannot receive, if you're just saying, oh no, thank you, then all this good stuff is piling up around you and you cannot let it in. So it's very, very important also to be in the receiving mode. So we'll be working on that. And I just want to take you through some examples how you can raise your love without really doing a balance. We are going to do a balance. I'm going to do it for us all, and you can join me in doing it, and you can look at this video as much as you like. You can do it every day or several times a day. It doesn't matter. You do it as much as you like to raise your love, because love is one of the highest emotions, and then you're actually going to enlightenment, which is the highest frequency that you can achieve here on the earth. If you want to read more about this, because people say, kinesiology, muscle testing, it's all not been proven. Professor, I think twice as well, Hawkins, has written beautiful books, and one of them is called Power versus Force, and he did tests over the whole world for over 30 years with muscle testing, and he could measure on a scale from 0 to 1,000 the emotion a person would be in, and would have a number for it. It's like our metric system. We know this is a meter, and this is a meter in Holland, and it's a meter in the United States, and in South Africa, and in Australia. It's a meter everywhere. So this system works everywhere around the world, and you can do muscle testing to see where a person is. And in kinesiology, we like to see where we are at a certain moment. I'll do that later on. Do a balance, and then check where are we now. So it's like using your TomTom, your navigating system. You can take a map and say, I want to go to Amsterdam. But to find the route, you have to know where you are yourself and then go to it. You just knowing the spot where you want to go doesn't work. You need to know A, where you are, and then B, where you want to go to. And that's your route. So we'll be doing a lot of that as well. So if you want to read this book, it's scientifically written, but it's with a lot of examples, so you can actually follow. It's in English, and you can find a lot about it on the internet. The man has died in 2012, I believe, but there are still some videos of him, and he's an interesting person. You might want to look up on that. To raise your energy, you can work on both sides. You can either not do not loving things, so like I do, I don't watch television and I don't read the paper, so I have no energy pulling me down on that side. Or you can do little acts of kindness. So pets are wonderful for that. If you have a cat or you have a dog, petting it, grooming it, horses, grooming it, walking it, taking care of it. This raises your energy. Since most mammals have 4 legs, I'm thinking about orcas and dolphins, and they actually have 4 legs as well, but they're rudimental. They're very small and they're tiny and they're tucked away in their bodies. They do have 4 legs. But most mammals have 4 legs. I think actually all of them do. We do too. And they usually are much better grounded. And they don't have this belief system that we have keeping us down. They are always in the flow. They are always connected to soul and to source. So for them, it's easier to let go of emotions. They actually keep our crazy planet vibrating on a nice level because they are there managing our emotions. So if you take care of your pet, you'll feel much better. If you drink the nice cup of tea, not just ordinary tea, but the tea you really like. Or, for example, my boyfriend makes these lovely cappuccinos, and he makes them with so much love that drinking that is drinking instant love. Or we have a game we play. It's backgammon, and we play it every day. Even when I'm abroad, I have a small kid, and we play it because it's a way of expressing our love and connection. I need to drink a little. But looking at a flower, smelling at it. If you like flowers, if you don't like flowers, don't do it. If you like racing cars, I don't know how much love there's there, but if you have a car and you polish it nicely and it's beautiful and shiny, there's love there as well. If you like reading, take a plate and sit in your nicest chair and read. Give yourself the time to read. Doing all these little things. Hug your children. Tell them they're beautiful, that you love them. And from the heart. Not because you have to say it, because you feel it. Food. For me, having nice food yesterday. This is coming back a little bit at my earlier video where I said doing what you like, what you love, what you like, I said. Yesterday I had an appointment with my friend, Marion, and we went to her horse. And I groomed the horse, and she drove on it, and I drove on it, and it went so well, and the horse is so loving and so kind, and it filled my heart up completely. And then I was welcomed in her family, and we were eating with her husband and her children, and we were eating the loveliest food, and I could really sense her loving through the food and the good conversation and the jokes we made in a nice way. So all this is raising your energy. So you can do this when you're not doing a balance. Do the little things. You feel, you go up. So we're going to a balance now. When I feel now, not really for me, but for the group that's watching this or that will be watching this, and the group we are all interconnected to. So it's much more than only the viewers. It's actually all people around the world that I'm working for, but it's okay. We're doing this together, and you're helping me a great deal doing this for yourself. So together we keep up the energy very high. And when I look at the energy level on a scale from 0 to 1000, emotion level, we're at about 100, 110, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 200. 200 is the tipping point. Under 200 is all emotions against life. So they're pulling you down. It's going from apathy to sorrow, grief, depression, and actually it's going to anger, and finally it's going to neutrality. And there up we're going to nice emotions, loving emotions, joyful emotions. When you are depressed and you get angry, you have just gained quite some points. So that's a good thing. From depressed to angry is good. From anger to neutrality is very good as well. So we're going to raise our vibes up to love. And love is a very high frequency. And from 200 to, I believe, I don't remember exactly the numbers. I think it's about 700 or 650 for love. It's quite a gap, but we can do this. So when I say for the whole group, because it's not only for me, I love myself. I have one strong arm and one going down. So this is my left arm. It's my female side. It belongs to the right hemisphere. The right hemisphere doesn't judge. It says, yes, of course I love myself. Of course I do. What else? But my right arm is my masculine side. It's the critical one. It's the one belonging to the left hemisphere. And here we can judge and follow and obey the rules and be mean at each other. And this one is saying, oh no, I don't love myself. Okay, very interesting. And when we lift it up a notch and go to loving unconditionally, which is very hard to do on this earth, it's almost not to be born. But hey, let's try this. So the whole group, I love myself unconditionally. Now this arm goes down and this one too. So there's a lot of stress in my body saying, unconditionally, really? So even with a pimple on my behind, or when I cannot find the rice crackers I want, or when people are being mean to me, I still love myself unconditionally, really, really? So there's much stress. Okay, we'll be working on that. And on the other hand side, I love, or we love others. Look, strong, no problem there. We love others unconditionally. No problem there either. Okay, now comes the tricky part. I receive love easily. Not really. Okay then. So let me see where we are going to start. Okay, I'm going to do some techniques also from kinesiology. This is called stress release, and it's made by Wayne Topping. And he says that when your hemispheres don't agree, you get a strong and a weak arm. And then you have to bring them together so that they at least agree, because otherwise you have a small devil on your shoulder here and an angel there, and the one is saying, oh, you cannot love yourself, look at what you did wrong, and the other says, but you are only love and light, why not love yourself? Interesting, right? So we have to bring these hemispheres together, and then the corpus callosum, the part where they connect, will be connected again. And we're doing this with brain integration. I'll back up a little bit so you can see it better. What we'll be doing is putting our arms wide and thinking about loving ourselves. And we'll just let our arms move very slowly because they are pulled together like magnets. I'm not doing this. They move together by themselves. And you see my one arm is not coming yet. One arm is there, yeah, already. And one is waiting. It's okay. So it's about loving myself. Ooh, there they are. Okay. And now I pull them to my heart. Now my hemispheres agree. So when I say I love myself, I have a weak test here and a weak test there. They agree. I don't love myself, or at least not fully. So we have another correction here. Just follow me on this if you really want to know all about it. There are lovely courses all around the world, and they're called Stress Release 1, 2, 3, and 4, and many others. Giving your life meaning, energy centers that has to do with chakras. You can study so much about this. It's so beautiful. You'll be a much happier person when you do that. But hey, we're doing the exercise now. You go into emotion mode. When you have your thumb on your ring finger, we are in the emotion mode. Now you have 2 fingers left and you put them on your front lobe. We call this emotional stress release. in order to get the stress out of our system, we're going to move our eyes clockwise and counterclockwise. And we're doing this because our eyes are being turned with muscles, and we have muscle memory. And all the facts, all the situations in which you didn't feel you loved yourself are being locked away in the muscles of our eyes. So by holding our fingers here, we just think of the emotion of loving ourselves. We're not saying anything yet. So we look up. And I'm going to help myself because it's a bit easier, and I'll give you the example. And I'll just put my whole hand here. I'll make it small so you can see it in the camera. I'm going to make a circle, and I'm going just to follow it with my eyes. And I think about loving myself. And here is a tricky part. I feel it's harder here. So I polish a bit here so my muscles can let go of the tension. And I go on. And I go up. This is all right. Now I'm going in the other direction. Very nice. Ooh, here it's a bit more difficult too. Looking down with the eyes is looking at emotions. Ooh, you hear me sigh. Maybe I have to yawn. Sometimes I need to burp as well. I just let go of tension. Okay, now we're going up. Very nice. So if I do the muscle test again, I love myself. And this is for the group. Did you see that? 2 beautiful strong muscles. Now we're going to lift it a little bit higher. I love myself unconditionally. 1 strong, 1 weak. Okay, we're going to do the brain integration again. So arms wide and apart. You can even hold the emotion mode here. And you go a little bit deeper. And you see that my arms are wanting to come together. When you do this exercise, it might take longer for you. It doesn't matter, that's okay. And you pull this to your heart. And we're saying again, I love myself unconditionally. Wow, isn't that nice? I'm going to say it once or twice again because this one wasn't completely strong. I love myself unconditionally. I love myself unconditionally. I love myself unconditionally. When you doubt of a muscle test, just do it again. A muscle that isn't really strong will go weaker and weaker. A muscle that is really, really getting strong will go stronger and stronger. So you never have to doubt. Muscle tests are very clear. Now, I love others was already strong. Not a problem. I can receive the love of others. Strong, strong. Isn't this beautiful? Do you know what just happened? By working on my own love, by working on loving myself, by working on loving myself unconditionally, something beautiful just happened. I can now receive the love of others. That makes it easier to keep my cup full. And maybe you can feel it. Maybe you can feel in your body that you feel more loving. I am now going to test if we are all together on this earth, still on the consciousness level of 200. We are not. We have just gone up to 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700. We are almost enlightened. Isn't that beautiful? This, what we're doing now, helps our planet, or the people on our planet, to raise our vibes. Because if we're more loving, there's no fear, there's no anger, there's just love. And we do beautiful things. And when there's a lot of love, your immune system is very strong and it knows what to protect you from and when it's safe and when it can go into rest and repair. So actually raising your love is making your immune system stronger and keeping you more healthy. And of course life is a lot nicer when there's more love. So do the little things, the little acts of love, things I must think of when I go away on a trip. I'll be going away very soonly again. I mostly leave a handwritten letter under the pillow of my love. So when he goes to bed, there's a message for me to him. And cooking the meal we like best together is a kind of love. Going for a walk through Dordrecht is an act of love. Washing the clothes and hanging them up together and having chats and laughing and playing around. Those are kinds of love. So you can do that. It's not hard. You can do that. Focus on it. And the people that respond to these videos, you can see their names. And if you think, oh, that's a real nice person, I'd love to connect to it, send them a connection request. Because we're creating a community here, a loving community with a nice high vibe. So, wishing you lots and lots of love and a beautiful day, and see you again tomorrow.